iron in his soul. What's up, YouTube? This is your brother King Jabez. Back today with another very important message. Please subscribe to my channel, like this video, share this video, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about my content. In addition to that, please feel free to follow me over on Instagram at the King Jabez, as well as my website, theironsoul.com. Whatever you decide to do will be greatly appreciated. Let's do some work. In today's video, I want to talk about a very important message. And that is, you have passed a very important test that many people have failed. So to give the revelation of this message, I want to use a dream that the Most High gave me, which I believe is a word for you. Dreams and visions are a very important part of revelation from God. And so I think this dream will give you insight into your life and why you are about to receive the blessing that's coming your way. It's often important to understand why you're being blessed, why you're receiving this inheritance. Something big is coming your way, and it's because you pass a very important test. In this test, we're not talking about just for school or something happened over the course of a few weeks. You went through a season. You went through about 5-10 years of this to get to this next part of your life. So let's begin this by really giving a dream I had. And in this dream, there was this larger than life being, not quite human, almost like a creature, if you can, for analogy. And this could be a man, it could be a woman. And this larger than life being was really impressing everyone around it, him or her. And, you know, this being had these large scars on him, like deadly wounds. The analogy I have in my mind is a prize fighter. So imagine someone like Floyd Mayweather, Muhammad Ali, a UFC fighter getting into a battle and having those wounds after that. The wounds were like this is all a dream. They were so bad that you would think this individual would have been dead. So this speaks of a prize fighter. I'm going to explain all this in detail once I give you the dream. I'm going to first begin with the dream, then I give you interpretation and how this applies to you more importantly, and how it applies to you passing a very important test. So listen closely. So we transition in the dream from this larger than life being with these wars, these wounds on him, from fighting battles. And he was fighting these battles in there. I mean, he's going to a war almost by himself, almost by herself. And surviving somehow through all the attacks, through all of the isolation, the battles, the wars. And from that part of the dream, we transition now to what appeared in my mind to be like the North Pole or Antarctica. Very ice cold water, something you wouldn't get into. So it speaks of supernatural. So he's now with these wounds on him in this ice cold water. Think about that. Think about how uncomfortable it is, if you take an ice cold shower, which is good for you. I mean, there's various benefits you can Google online that speak about the importance of cold showers and how helpful that can be. So this being is in this ice cold water, very uncomfortable. So you see all these uncomfortable situations, deadly wounds, being watched by everybody, fighting these like prize boxing level fights, matches. Heavyweight champion type stuff. What are we seeing so far in this dream? All of these wars, wounds, being alone, being watched, being monitored. That's for these monitoring spirits out there. There's so much revelation in this dream. It's pitiful how much revelation is in this. This speaks of monitoring spirits, being watched. It speaks of being isolated. It speaks of being attacked. It speaks of being a warrior. It speaks of the supernatural. Of course, you can't naturally get into ice cold water in Antarctica, right, and be okay. Okay, who do you know will go to Antarctica or the North Pole and get in that water ice cold with no clothes on? Okay, so this speaks of the supernatural. And from all of that, after all of that, that's not enough for you. And we haven't even got to interpretation yet. I want to get interpretation right now so bad. I'm not going to give it to you. I'm going to make you wait for it. I'm not going to give it to you this early. You got to wait for this one. I'm going to make sure you watch this video. I'm going to tell you right now. So, after the ice cold water, this being, and you can't make this up. I know this is God talking in this dream. This being is now surrounded by two mountains. One is a mountain of cash, and the other is a mountain of ice cream. This is after all of that. She said, okay, what in the world does that mean? A mountain of cash and a mountain of ice cream. After all the fights, after all the wars and battles, the life or death situations, deadly wounds, that's what that speaks of. What killed others didn't kill, getting ahead of myself. I want to get to interpretation. Drop that real quick. What killed others didn't kill you. And naturally after all of that, this individual's voice was going out throughout the entire earth. This is all a dream. And I think we all can kind of agree from listening to this. Okay, yeah, I would want to listen to this individual. Okay, if that was me, okay, after seeing all that, what he finna say? What's she finna say? So, brief recap. Larger life being, deadly wounds, fighting battles, not really being understood by anybody. This individual was very isolated, not really understood. In transition from all those wars and isolation and battles and fights and spiritual activity to now being in this gruesomely cold, ice cold water. And transitioning from that to now being surrounded by two big mountains, one of ice cream, one of money, cash. And from all of that, the conclusion was this being's voice went out all over the earth because naturally people will want to hear from this individual. So you say, my brother King Jabez, what does all of that have to do with me passing a major test that many have failed? Well, if you listen this far, I'm about to give you a lot of revelation concerning your very real life. You see, this was a dream, but this was not just a dream. This was prophetic in nature. This was a prophecy about the lives of many chosen ones. All right. Now, if you've been able to digest all of that, let me now give you what you've been waiting on. You say, okay, make it make sense now. Give me something. Let me go ahead and give you something. Let me go ahead and tap in real quick. Let's talk about this larger life being. This speaks of special people who have been called by the Most High. The wounds in the battle speaks of the wars you've been through. The wars at work with the workplace bullying, the battles at home with family from the breaking of the curses. Some of you have been attacked by witchcraft and warlocks in various parts of this world. You've been on the front lines in the battle. And not only that, these are the battles that we kind of all face. But the reason that this is significant to you is because you have either passed this test and you're now heading into your prosperity. You're now heading towards that blow up moment we talked about. You're now about to have these elite eyes on you because you were strong enough to pass the test. So you've either passed it or you're going through this, and I'm giving context to your experience. So the wounds, the war speaks of the battles that you face that other people just could not win at. They lost. They gave up. Some people, lose their lives. Others go into deep, dark depression, give up. But you were strong enough to press past all that, and you're still standing. That's you. You're like this, you're like the spiritual prize fighter. You fought through all those wars, like Ali, like Tyson, gladiator, warrior. We're talking Tom Brady level sports, Michael Jordan, LeBron, Kobe. You're that in this area of your life. You passed these tests. And so now that you have passed the test, you now find yourself in this really cold water. You say, Brother Jabez, what does the cold water speak of? You know that already. You know what I'm talking about. The cold water speaks of healing, purification process. See, you've been through all that stuff. You got all those wounds on you. You can't act like that didn't happen. And that's what so many people want to do. You want to live your life with all those scars on you like that ain't happened. No, you toe up. Not just you toe up, but you got they hemmed you up. Boom, boom. They call that in Chicago for my 290 brothers. They call that the foo-fops. When they hit you so hard, all you hear is foo-fop, 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 foo-fop. You done got the spiritual foo-fops put on you. You know what I mean? And I hate to laugh, but it's the truth. You didn't got beat down. You hear me? And now you got to heal. You're healing now. You're in that ice cold water. What's the ice cold water? I'm glad you asked me. The ice cold water is your reading. The ice cold water is your meditation. The ice cold water is your celibacy journey. The ice cold water is watching videos like this. The ice cold water is allowing the Most High Himself to heal you through the eternal Spirit. Oh, you are in the ice cold water. You're getting healed. Because you fought those battles, you won, you didn't lose, you're still breathing. You might be limping. You might be limping over there like this, you know what I mean? But you're still on all 10. Barely, but you're only on all 10. Boom, you hop in the water. You're healing. You're getting your mind right. You're getting your spirit right. Right? You're getting your body right. You're going to the gym. You're working out. You're feeding your mind quality content. You're reading, you're reflecting. You're getting your spirit right. You're praying now. You're meditating now. You're reading the Bible. Some people are like, I'm reading the Bible for the first time. That's great. You're now tapped into this new knowledge. You're watching something like this. And you know, man, okay, I'm going through all these tests. All this stuff's happened to me. Isolation, affliction, battles, loneliness, pain. Okay, there has to be a greater purpose to my suffering. Yeah, there is. That's the purpose of this dream interpretation. So you're healing. After you come out of the ice cold water, you find yourself in the next part of this dream surrounded by a mountain of cash and a mountain of ice cream. You say, Brother Jabez, what does the mountain of cash and ice cream mean? The mountain of cash speaks of not just money, but opportunity. Because you fought all those wars successfully and you're healed, all the opportunities are coming your way now. Open doors. Doors are opening as we speak for you. Prayers are being answered. The right people are coming into your path because you passed this test. And the mountain ice cream speaks of, I know it's uncomfortable for a lot of people, love life. You see, a healed man or woman will attract the right person eventually. Not saying it's gonna happen. I know that triggers some of y'all because we talked about personal life. Boy, don't get mad. Hear me. Don't tune me out because as soon as you bring up personal life, boy, click, cut the video off. You're in my business now. Click it. No, don't cut me off because I said that. In your healed state, and this is why it's okay to be single for a while too. By the way, it's okay to be single and heal. Get your mind, spirit right. Get your opportunities in place. Get your ducks lined up. Now you are a prime candidate for the right person. They go spot you, man. Who is that? You can now connect with the right person. This is what happens when you go through the wars of life successfully. You get wounded, you get beat up like we all do. You get in that water, you heal, and it's all, as you can obviously tell, this ain't gonna happen overnight. This takes time. We're talking a process. Let's just throw out there, let's just say 5 to 10 years. This is a 5 to 10 year journey we're talking about now. You've been through all this. You've been in ice cold water. You're healing. You're in your healing process now. You come out of that. You're attractive. People, man, who was that? Opportunities, open doors. You're healthy. You're in shape. You're reading. You're on your game. And so now from that comes the love life. And from all of that, now your voice is going out throughout the earth. Now your presence is growing on social media. Your presence is going online. You're not talking about just speaking. It could be music. It could be dancing, acting, move. It could be all types of stuff. Athletic ability. Some of the athletes fit this dream to speak to some of the athletes. Because listen, to get into the NBA, NFL, whatever you're trying to go, you're going to have to be this prize fighter. You got to be excellent to get into those lanes. Some of you, the lanes you're trying to get into, you got to be excellent. Now you're being heard and you're getting the recognition and value you've always desired. That dream means that you have passed a very important test that so many others have failed. And because of that, great things coming for you, my friend. So now that I've given you the dream, as well as the interpretation and the purpose of that title, reiterating the title, you have passed a very important test. Because of all of that, I guess, how does this speak to your life on a more direct level? Well, for one, if you pass the test, prepare yourself for opportunities. Because with opportunities also comes the opportunity to do the wrong things. This is why in the book, The Way to Superior Man, he talks about the importance of having control over yourself in terms of your personal urges. So if you have passed those tests, there's a lot of energy coming your way now. And you're going to have to make sure that you handle that the right way so that you don't lose all of that progress by engaging in habits that are, counterproductive to your progress. It's a light way of putting that. I could have just said, somewhere turning up. That's the easy way. You somewhere teed up and lose perspective. Don't do that. You work too hard for this. You work too hard to now give the fruit over to others who did not fight with you. I believe if you don't war with me, you can't eat with me. You can't fight for that wisdom and wealth to just give it up to somebody. Because before this, in other words, you needed wisdom to win these wars. You had to fight. And because you had wisdom and you went to war, there was a release of wealth. Am I making sense? This is your big brother, King Jabez. You know what time it is out here. You know exactly what time it is. The wealth is here now. The opportunities. Don't give that up because you can't control yourself. And I'm going to leave that right there. This is also a message for those of you who, big bro, I haven't passed my test yet. I'm in the middle of a test. That's okay too, by the way. If you are in this test, I hope this message can give context to your test. You now realize, okay, you know what? I'm going through this, but there is a greater purpose for this. If I can pass this, on the other side of this test is opportunity. Open doors. I'm going to talk to you now. The right man. The right woman. The opportunity, the job you want. And sometimes creating it. Sometimes it's the ideas in your mind while you're going through all this is going to bring out something new and innovative. Figuring out who you are. So with that being said, I'm kind of talking to everybody. I'm talking to those who have passed the test. And I'm also talking to those who are going through the test. And I would say a third category. I'm talking to those who have, I went through this and I failed, I crashed out. There is a reset button in life. I have one of my guys, one of my supporters right now. I'm not going to say his name, but shout out to him. And he was sharing with me. He said, man, big bro, I'm on a reset journey right now. And you know what? That's okay. Hello, it's okay to start over. Somebody say in the comment section, it's okay to start over. Okay? You won't be the first one to do that. You won't be the last. It's okay to hit the reset button. You're big bro. Why you think call myself big bro? Big bro to hit the reset button 3 times in life. Thank God for that reset button. You hear me? Let's do this again. You're in the studio rapping and you say, okay, run that back. let me record that again. I ain't like how that sound. I'll record music too, by the way. So sometimes in your studio, you got the beat on, you're in there feeling good, and I'll run it back. We gonna do that again. That ain't sound right. So pretend you're in the booth and let's run that from the top. Let me hear that beat again. Turn my headphones up. I can't hear myself. You hear me? I just want to say that one time on camera. I can't hear myself. Turn my headphones up. You hear me? Hit the reset button. That's okay. So some of you right now, you're in a reset. In other words, the key to this vision is understanding where you're at. What part of this applies to? I'm looking right at you now. These big old eyes I got. You. Lil Wayne voice. You. Are you in a reset? Have you passed the test and now you're about to get blessed? Or are you the individual who, you know what, you're in a place now where you're about to experience your prosperity, your success? What part of this belongs to you? And I think that's the value of a video like this. So when I say you have passed a major test, many have failed, you've either passed this test or you have failed. And now this is your chance to do it over and thank God for his grace and giving us the chance to take a test over. God said, okay, you failed that one. Let me give it to you again. Let's see if we get it right this time. Thank God for that. So that being said, this is a message for everybody. This is your big brother, King Jabez. Thanks for watching. God bless. You know what time it is out here. Peace.